me. We're going to throw it out a little bit. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hey, Mark, good to see you, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. A couple more seconds, a few more swigs. Miles Davis, everybody. All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the show. This is Jeff, the unlicensed therapist, where your questions get answered. Maybe you didn't even know you had them, but they will be answered here if you ask them. How about that? I am completely unlicensed, and so you can take that into consideration. But my advice is rock solid, never wrong. Although all the time in the chat I go, "Ah, yeah, you're right. I didn't even think of that." But I'm open to be changed. But you have to at least make an effort. All right, like you, I'm open to being changed. Hopefully, you're open to being changed too. So, welcome to Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. If you have a therapy need that you want done, just a question, maybe a World Cup issue, having a hard time getting tickets, I don't know. You can hit me up in the chat. Also, before we start, while people are kind of filing in, we'll do a quick plug of the show. Let's plug the show a little bit. I'm doing the show Autastic. That'll be this July 25th at the Stephanie Fury Theater. It's won some awards. It's about the story of my son's autism, and it's a really great story. It's it's a heartwarming. It's funny. It's designed to be funny, as funny as it can be. And he's doing great, by the way. So that's my favorite part of the story. That's coming out, and that's touring. I've already got a lot of colleges interested in it, and I'm excited to take it on the road. I've got I don't know, three Cal States already won it, and I think UCLA. And so locally, it's going to be this fall on a lot of different campuses and stuff. And I plan on touring with it nationally after that. So also maybe in a Soho. There's talk of that. So enjoy. Get it going. All right, let's start this game. Let's start the game right now. By the way, Mexico won 2-0. Viva Mexico, cabrones. There you go. They played South Africa, who wasn't, let's face it, very good. But still, they won, and that's all that matters. And the USA tomorrow against Paraguay here in Los Angeles. That's going to be I can't wait. I mean, I'm not going, but I'm going to be like lurking on the traffic sites going, well, how bad is it? How bad is it? How screwy is the traffic? All right, let's get to it. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I'm not a cheater? Why would you be an asshole for telling him you're not, unless you are? And that's really makes you, in addition to being an asshole, really more of a liar than anything else. But yeah, you know what? Let's check in. We'll find out. Let's do it. Let's see. Let me share this so we can all play. Everyone play the home game here. All right. Am I the asshole? Oh, well, look at you. You got a lot of separation here. I like it. There's a lot of dialogue. I like doing dialogue. It's always fun. Let's do some dialogue. All right, here. What do you think? Just off the top of your head, what do you think? Asshole? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Do I do that one, that one? I don't know. I'm undecided. I'm really undecided right now. Okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend I'm not a cheater? Potentially. My boyfriend, 24, and I, 23, have been dating for 5 months. We just made things official recently. So basically, you're dating now, but before it was kind of, I don't know if maybe he thought you guys were serious and exclusive, but you didn't. So you were like, hoeing around, checking out your options. Hey, good to see you, Nexa. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. So I don't know. We'll have to check. Let me see what's this all about. Let me do a kids guide. Well, should I do a kids guide one? Yeah, I do the kids guides one all the time. Let me start out. I always forget to do ads, so let me just get this out of the way, and then we'll get right into it. All right, parents, real talk for a second. America is about to hit a huge milestone. We're coming up on America's 250th birthday. 250 years of freedom, grit, sacrifice, and the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever seen. This is the perfect moment to get your kids to understand why this country matters, not just the fireworks and the hot dogs, but the story behind it all. There's a free guide called The Kid's Guide to America's 250th Birthday, and it's honestly a great way to introduce your kids to how America began, who the founding fathers were, what they risked, and why the ideas they fought for still matter today. This guide sends kids back to the moment when the brave men signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing full well they were risking their lives for freedom. It breaks it all down in ways kids can actually understand and enjoy without watering it down or turning it into boring schoolwork. If you care about raising kids who know where this country came from and why it's worth preserving, this is something you're going to want to grab. And the best part is it's completely free. with this special offer. You just pay $2 for shipping and postage. That's nothing. Just head on over to freeusabirthday.com. That's freeusabirthday.com, and the Kids Guide to America's 250th birthday for your kids today. America's story matters. Make sure the next generation knows it. Thank you, Kids Guide. They've been a sponsor for over a year now, I think. So thank you. Thank you. Much obliged. There you are. Thank you, much obliged. All right, let's keep rocking and rolling here. Oh, sorry, got all that stuff in my head now. What's going on there? Nothing. Hold on. There we go. So, sorry. All right, let's get back to the show, shall we? I'm all over the place. All right. Anyway. So my boyfriend, 24. You're 23. You've been dating 5 months, but loosey-goosey, apparently, because you just made things official recently. And my guess is what happened before it was official. The other day, we were revisiting a conversation about deal breakers. Cheating was on the top of both of our lists. Okay, so you're revisiting that. When we got into the whys of each deal breaker, so you guys are really like, good for you, I guess. You're getting serious with each other and you're really getting to the nitty gritty of it all and getting into it. And there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people don't do that. They don't have that conversation. So good for you, I guess, having it up front. You've been dating for 5 months before you get overly committed, I guess. You want to have it. So far, so good. I'm on board with it so far. And now you got the whys, because you have not only do you have the deal breakers, but you have the whys. You're a very analytical couple, which is not a bad thing. When we got to the whys of each deal breaker, he said that he loves me and wouldn't want to do anything that could hurt me for the cheating one. My response was, I'm not a cheater. It goes against my ethics. That's not, it goes against your ethics. It's okay. I don't think that's a bad thing. He wouldn't want to do anything to hurt you. It goes against your ethics. You could throw in and you wouldn't want to hurt him. Maybe as a side note, just as throw him a bone. But yeah, it goes against your ethics. That's still good. For context, I've been cheated on before. I even took an ex back after he begged for another chance. Bet he cheated again, which ended up being one of the biggest mistakes ever. I knew it because he kept up with the infidelity. There you go. So you get it. I'm not a person who seeks revenge, so I wouldn't cheat to get back at a partner either. To me, a relationship automatically ends the moment a partner has made the decision to cheat. All right, good. I got no problem with that. After I explained my reasoning, my boyfriend looked surprised and said, "That's it." Really? Okay. I asked, yes. Wasn't that a good enough answer? To me, it seemed pretty extensive. I think it was a solid answer. It was like almost like I read a paragraph out of a self-help book. He replied, I mean, yes, but you didn't mention anything about me. A bit of a everything's got to be about him. Like that's not about him. I guess he really needs you to say, and I love you and I would never cheat on you. He just needs that. I don't, it's important to him. So just say it. All right. I responded, all right, and started. Hold on. Let me get back here. Like verbiage. He's very upset, a little worried about verbiage. Ask him if he's been cheated on. Maybe that's the issue. Okay. I asked, yes, wasn't that a good enough answer? He replied, I mean, yes, but you didn't mention anything about me. I said, obviously I love you, but if I were dating someone else instead of you, I don't like where this conversation is going. I'll tell you that right now. You don't like why are you bringing somebody else that you're dating now into it? What are you doing? Like you are digging yourself a hole here. You just dug deeper with that last statement. Well, if I was dating someone else, now you're dating someone else. This is what's going through my mind, and I'm not even dating you. The hell, I'm kind of on this guy's side now. Humana. All right. I said, obviously, I love you, but if I were dating someone else instead of you, my answer would be the same. Why don't you make him feel special? Why don't you make him say, why don't you make it about him and not just, I think I'm starting to lean towards him a little bit because it seems to be purely not a love decision. He wants to know you love him. He wants to know you care for him and that you wouldn't cheat on him because it would hurt him and because you love him and care for him. You're making it like this just ethical construct, this flavorless thing, just this rule that you live by. Flesh it out a little with them. Like, oh, I would do this for anyone. You're not. What you're saying is you're nothing special. I would do this for any schmuck I was dating, and this schmuck I'm dating now is you. That's how you're making him feel when you said this. All right. I'm just telling you how he feels. It's how you made me feel, and I'm not even dating him. I said, obviously, I love you. Oh, well, that was nice. But if I were dating someone else, yeah, my answer would be the same. When I choose to be with someone consciously, I don't want her. I'm simply not a cheater. All right. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, all right. That's kind of what he's like. He's like, yeah, all right. He said, all right, too. And started sulking. Yeah, he's like, what a lame answer. Like, really? That's you just like, I'd be like, do you even like me? Like, guys need to be, hold our hand a little bit, coddle us a little bit for F's sake. I don't think my answer was wrong. It was devoid of emotion. It was just an analytical construct. Oh my God. To me, not cheating is a matter of personal values and character. Not just feelings. You seem to lack feelings. This seems to be your issue. Or the ability to demonstrate them to someone who clearly I think loves you, right? I'd rather be with someone who doesn't cheat because it's against their principles than someone who stays faithful because they're currently in love. You're not the asshole, but you're just a little cold and detached and impersonal, and you need to work through that. You need to be able to feel. You seem like, you're like kind of a robot who lives by this code that was, given to you. And it's not a bad code, but shit. I mean, I will, because this what the show's about, but I imagine you're not very good in bed. So just, because there's no passion in you. You're just going through the motion. Okay, this left, this right, this. Oh, it's just, you're not fluid. You're not. I'm just guessing. I may be wrong and I may be way out of line, but I don't think I am. I think you need to, I don't know, take some ayahuasca or something. Get in touch with yourself. I probably shouldn't recommend that, but I think for you, yes. So you're not an asshole. You're just a little cold and aloof. And this guy might want a little something, something warm and fuzzy to keep him warm at night. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Ray, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. All right, there you go. There's the first one out of the gate. Knock that one down. Again, if you have a comment or a question, you want to do some therapy with me, just put it in the comments and we'll rock and roll. We do it all the time. Let's see this one. Oh, it's a kid. I always side. If you're mean to a kid, I have a real issue with you. As I should. Am I the asshole for defending my 7-year-old? No. Your 7-year-old after her dad. Huh? Oh, okay. This is your husband. After her dad's reaction ruined a moment she was proud of. Why didn't you say your husband? Why'd you say your dad? Are you broke? Are you divorced? All right. Let's click on this. Let's find out. Let's find out if you're the asshole. I don't think so. Defending someone, a child who's being bullied apparently by the other parent. I don't think you're the asshole at all. Am I the asshole for defending my 7-year-old after her dad's reaction ruined a moment she was proud of? I would say no based on the first sentence, but we'll continue. My daughter's 7, female, went on a school field trip to a local park. There was a ranger-led educational session, okay, where the kids learn about different animals: turtles, dogs, frogs, chameleon, parrot. It's a solid lineup of animals to learn about from a ranger. I was one of the parent chaperones. Okay, well, that's nice. See, you're involved in her life. And there was also teachers present. I would hope so. The ranger was handing out animals and allowed the children to interact with them. My daughter was nervous about the snake. I think most kids are, but except my friend Eric. He used to love catching garter snakes, but worked up with the courage to participate. Good for her. She ended up holding it and letting it drape around her shoulders. Well, that's no garter snake. I don't make those that big. I was, they're like kind of like a string you'd have in a hoodie. I was really proud of her. Yeah, because she overcame her initial fear to do it. That's sweet. Well, your husband's going to ruin it, isn't he? I'm already on your side, lady. At dinner that night, she showed my husband a photo of her holding the snake. His immediate reaction was, "Is that a snake? Why would you do that?" He then, why would you do that? Like I don't like him. Don't like him. He then started talking about how dangerous snakes are and how they can kill people. It's like, hey, you got over a phobia of snakes. Now let me scare the crap out of you so you never do it again. Let me have you cloistered up. Apparently, the way he lives his life, or maybe just insanely overprotective of his daughter. I guess that could be it too. But what next? You can't drive a car. You know how many accidents there are? People die in car accidents all the time. I can't believe you're going to fly a plane. Did you see? There was just in the news the other day a plane that went down. Oh my God, you're going to go hiking? Oh, I read a story the other day. A woman slipped and fell and it died. Oh, you're going to eat that? I heard of people have anaphylactic shock. He's a killjoy. It's a wet blanket. Good for you for being the man in the relationship, if you will, if you like your gender roles, which I do. Yeah. So then he started about snakes kill people. I could see in her face immediately fall. Yeah, he's a dick. I don't know that he did it on purpose. Maybe he's just overprotective. I'd have to know more, but it's a douche move. It's a dumb move. I jumped in and said something like, "She was so brave today. Good for you. Good for you. I'm really proud of her. Good for you. Good for you." My husband disagreed. Dick move. Dick move also shows a lack of respect for you, by the way, and continued saying the snakes are dangerous and that it's our job as parents to protect children from dangerous things. Oh my God, this guy. All right, here's what you do with this guy. He's a chub. He's a dummy. Now again, I don't know his reasoning, and maybe for good intentions that he's just overly concerned. He's paranoid. Maybe he lost a brother or sister to a snake. I don't know. I don't know. But you need to talk to her privately. Like, listen, your dad's a kind of a fucking pussy. I don't know how you can say that in a nice way, but you need to explore life. You need to. What you did today was beautiful. Keep doing that. Don't let your dad talk you into living the horrible life that he's led. Is that over the top? Yeah. But if you do that in a nice way, that's good. Because here's your daughter. I'm on your side on this 100%. So your husband disagreed, saying snakes are dangerous. It's our job as parents to protect our children from dangerous things. You mean to give them future phobias? That's what he's doing. He compared snakes to things like black widows and scorpions. Most snakes are harmless, man. They really are. I mean, if you hear a rattle, okay, look out. I told him while protecting our kids is important and safe. Supervised educational program with trained adults. Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like the park ranger or whatever is going to hand her like a venomous python or something. Python's venomous. A cobra, a king cobra. I don't know my snakes that well. Yeah. What a. I don't know his reasoning, but it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing that he did. I think you just got to tell your daughter, like, your dad's a bit of a pussy. All right. Anyways, so you told him this while she was there. Okay. I told him that while protecting our kids is important, it was safe, supervised educational program with trained adults present. I'm amazed he let her go on the field trip. He must not have known. I'm amazed he let her travel on a school bus by herself. He must not have known. And this wasn't the moment to shame her. You're right about that. It's something she'd already done. You are 100% right in this situation. I felt that the bigger lesson at that moment was acknowledging her courage. I agree with you 100%. You are a great mom. He's a shit dad. I don't know why he's a shit dad, but currently he's a shit dad. He got upset and felt I was undermining him. Thank God. What's he trying to mine? A cowardly, sniveling, girl, future woman who cowers in her apartment and works online because she's afraid to go outside because she's an agoraphobic to it, along with everything else. I felt he was crushing a moment she was generally proud of. He was. I'd love to know why he's like this, though. For content, yes, I was right. I was right. It was his own psychosis. Here we go. I'm like, there's got to be a reason. Like, his sister died of a snake. So he lost a sibling at a young age. That's what it is. I knew it had to be something like that. For context, my husband lost his younger sister in a car accident when he was an adolescent and has always been very protective of his church. Okay, well, now I understand it. Now I empathize with your husband, but he's still wrong. And I understand you would empathize with him as well, but he's still wrong. And you just have to let your daughter know. Just say, listen, I am so proud of you, but you know what happened to your father. I assume she knows. You know what happened to your father's sister. And so he's just incredibly overprotective of you, but you're being brave and you have to live your life. And your father's going to get over this in time. Maybe it won't, but you can tell her that. But just keep up the good work and just understand where your father's coming from. Yeah, I was going to say that had to be it. That had to be it because it just seems so crazy to do otherwise. So yeah, you understand where his fear comes from. I still think he handles this poorly. We're mano a mano or mano a mama, maybe. Am I the asshole for trying to redirect? No, you did everything right. Honestly, textbook perfect. Good for you. Solid mom, good mom, great mom, good mom, and good mom. And part of me is, that makes sense to me because I mean I could understand if like she's out, like rattlesnake hunting or getting scorpions and bringing them home and shit like that. Then you're like, okay, you guys, there's a little danger element. You need to have a healthy fear of certain things. But when it's at a park rangers event, at a school function, and you're like, get away from the snakes. Yeah, okay, that makes sense though. Who really needs the help more than anyone besides your daughter? Your daughter doesn't really need the help. She's doing good. And you're doing great. You got to get your husband some help. He has never fully dealt with the loss of his sister. And that's really, I think, the thing. If you can get him into therapy about that, I think that's money well spent. That's time well served. And that's what needs to happen. because otherwise it's just, it just doesn't, it's not good. It's not good. But you see, I'm getting better at this thing. I called that one out. Good for me. Good for me. You know what? There's nothing wrong with once in a while patting yourself on the back. A lot of times I'm so friggin' wrong, it's painful. So when I do get them right once in a while, I like to, blow my own horn. I like to blow that horn. All right. Am I the asshole for calling out my brother's selective poverty? No. It sounds like he's being a poser. He's being a poverty poser. Nobody likes a poverty poser. I'm so poor. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to get in my car and go back to my nice house. I'm done protesting. My brother suddenly called me last week in a panic, asking for a loan to cover an emergency surgery. He doesn't have insurance, I guess. I love my brother, so I naturally agreed, loan him the money, good sister. So he could pay me back the bill in full, but not before calling him out that he could afford taking his family on vacation to Europe. He should be able to, yeah, you're not wrong. If you're going to give this deadbeat some money, and I don't think he's going to pay you back, by the way, just so you know. I've never met him. I just don't think he will. If you're the type to go, well, here's the thing, though. He went on this trip to Europe. He blew all of his money on it. Then he gets sick. Okay. But if you're like, oh, crap, I got to get the surgery, but let's go to Europe first, and I'll just borrow the money off my sister. That's, we're dealing with it's not apples to apples, is it? While he was in Europe, he should have got the surgery because it's way cheaper. They just cover shit. They you just walk into a hospital, like, oh, you're going to die. Well, let's fix that. You don't have to worry about the insurance. Sorry, the insurance denied you. You're going to die. I'm sorry. It's awkward, isn't it? Anyway. Okay. So he could pay the bill in full, not calling him out. He could afford to take his family to Europe. He should have an emergency fund. Okay. So he should have an emergency fund that covers all medical bills instead of treating me like a bank. He was defensive, but took the money anyway. I don't think you're ever getting this money back. I thought that was the end of it, but today things took a weird turn in our family group chat. I saw my brother and his wife discussing plans to apply for the hospital's charity case benefits, specifically reserved for low-income and impoverished families. He's a douche. I already loaned him the money to pay the bill in full. Is he going to give you the money back if he can get this loan, Mr. European Vacation? When I called them out in the chat for trying to game the system, they are, and take resources. Because here's the thing, people like this, this is why I don't think you're ever going to see your money again. I don't think he's ever going to pay it back. But they game the system. They game this system. They game that system. They game you. They game me. They're thieves. They just steal. That's what they do. And then they justify it however they need to make themselves feel good about it. When I called them out for taking resources away from people who actually need them, the family turned on me. Now I'm being painted as the villain for policing their finances, being heartless during a medical crisis, and bringing up the vacation again. I don't have an issue with the vacation because he didn't know he was going to get sick. He didn't know he was going to have an emergency. Now, if he knew, if the doctor's like, listen, you got to get a lung transplant and you need one in the next 6 months. He's like, okay, doctor, thank you. Let's go to Europe and then I'll get a loan for my sister. And then, I'll try and book the Medicare or Medicaid. Okay. I already gave them the money, but I refuse to pretend their behavior is okay. No, you have every right. And you should ask him, say, hey, listen, if you do get this thing, I want my money back. See what he says. You're not getting that money back. I'll tell you that right now. You're never seeing that money again. You're just not. Sorry. I'd like to tell you different, but I can't in good conscience. I'd be lying to you. What a deadbeat. What a jackass. All right. So you are not the asshole your brother is. And he's a chiseler. And unfortunately, you're going to be a little more broke because he ain't paying you back. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I don't know if you've ever loaned him money before, but I don't see him ever paying you back. Am I the asshole for asking my brother and his fiance to wait before having a second child? Yeah. Who the hell are you to ask him? Who are you? You're the baby police? What do you mean wait? What do you mean wait to have a kid? You don't wait. You have a kid when you have a kid. When you're supposed to have, when God wants you to have a kid, you're not using any protection, you're gonna have a kid, even if you are using protection. Maybe. What are you? You're the arbitrator of when they can have kids. What the fuck? I'm glad. Was I allowed to have a kid when I had a kid? I didn't run it by you first. All right. Well, let's see. Maybe there's a reason. I can't imagine a good one, but maybe there is one. All right. Let's see what we got here. This nonsense. Yeah. All right. Hold on a second. Oh, crap. I'm trying not to mess this up, and yet I am. Even when I try. Okay. Shit, I can't read this. What's going on? This. All right. Well, what are you going to do? So for context, 22 female full-time student heading into my final year of university, getting a bachelor's degree, still live with my parents. I can't move out because I can't afford anything. All right. I live in a place where housing prices are through the roof. Welcome to America. However, my parents have a rule that I can stay home only as long as I'm going to school. And once I graduate, I have to move out. Well, start taking extra classes, double up on your degree. I mean, if that's what they're telling you. Okay. Apparently, this rule does not apply to my older brother. It never does it? The favorite child. That's guys, generally males in the family, get away with way more. Apparently, the rule does not apply to my brother. He's 24, never attended post-secondary school. You might want to ask your parents why there's two sets of rules. I would be interested as someone who's the victim of it. Has never attended post-secondary school, has no plans to attend post-secondary, but my parents are still allowing him to live at home. He doesn't even have a job. How have you not asked why this is happening? Like, why do I go after I go to school have to move out, and why does a slouchy Joe just get to hang out there? I'm curious about this. It doesn't make sense. But you still don't get to say when he gets to have a kid. Sorry. But okay. Here we go. So make matters worse. A year ago, my brother had a child with his girlfriend, now fiance. There's the reason right there. Come on. You couldn't do the math there. He had a child. Guess what? If you let some sport fuck knock you up at the local bar, your parents will let you stay there for free too. Now, unfortunately, you're gonna need to get knocked up. If you're not seeing anyone, that them's the breaks. That's the price you pay. So it's not that your parents are supporting your brother in his lack of work, his lack of schooling. They're just seeing their grandchild, and they don't want to throw their grandchild out on the street. Your brother's just happens to be the sperm donor of the kid. And believe me, they're more disappointed in your brother than you could probably imagine. Anyway, so he had his child with his girlfriend, now fiance, and the three of them live downstairs in a suite. Our house is large, but nowhere near big enough to hold 5 adults and a toddler. What do you want your parents to do? Throw him out on the street? The child is a sweetheart, but like all children, he cries a lot. And even, then move. Listen, I don't like your brother either. I'll be honest. But as a parent, in that situation, I'm going to take the kid in, regardless of how, especially actually if the brother's a shit for brains, if their son's a shit for brains. Because what are you going to leave that poor kid, that innocent toddler, out with with Dummy Magoo and his fiance? Or are you going to kind of rein him in and try and do a better job of parenting on this kid than you did on your own? Just saying. Anywho, their child is a sweetheart, but like all children, cries a lot. Okay, just stick with the sweetheart part. He doesn't always sleep. He's a kid through the night. I'm a very light sleeper, get woken up. You need to move. You need to stop complaining and move. I don't know in what world you think you exist in where your parents are going to throw out their grandchild and your son, their son and his pregnant, fiance, wife, I guess. That world doesn't exist, nor should it. So graduate, get a job, and leave. There you go. Or, get knocked up, or you take another class or two. But you don't like it at home anyway. Just leave. You're pissed because your brother does nothing. You do all this work, and you feel it's unfair, and it isn't fair. But at the same time, what's the option for your parents? What's the alternative? To throw him out on the street with his kids? Come on, stop it. Anyway, for an entire year, I have rarely slept through the night. Why are you still there? Move. You can't afford it? All right, well then, get a noise machine, get some sound deadening equipment for the walls. There's options. Anyway, it's been much worse the last couple of months. As he has been feeling teething and feeling sick, he likes to scream at the top of his lungs, "Welcome to an infant." And despite living downstairs and having all the necessary medical needs, the three of them spend a lot of time. All right. Spend a lot of time upstairs, and all the child's toys are upstairs. They feed him upstairs. They chase him around the house and play. Why don't you move downstairs? Why don't you give them the upstairs since they're there all the time anyways, and you move downstairs? Is there a basement? Why don't you go live? Or they already live in the basement? I don't know. It's gotten worse since the kids started walking. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I have to clean it up every single day. This is a you problem. Move. Get a cheap apartment, a quiet place, a cheap place. Get a cheap apartment. Get a job. And if you don't like it, then move back in with your parents and your noisy ass brother. Um, Here we go. So, and now my brother and his fiance are talking about having a second child. Your parents have enabled this, and it's not going to stop. It's just not. They'll probably just keep having kids until your parents die, and then just take over the house. That's what I think is going to. That's what the future holds for this good for nothing brother of yours. I don't see him suddenly developing a work ethic. He's just waiting him out, waiting for him to die so he can have the entire house. Then he's going to have to pay the bill, so eventually he'll probably lose the house. Not very he doesn't seem very fiscally responsible, does he? No. Look, I don't like the brother any more than you do, but the parents aren't going to throw him out with this freaking kid and his pregnant girlfriend. And now my brother's fiance is talking about they have been looking for a place to live. See, even they're thinking about maybe. Look, here's the crazy thing: you're miserable, and you won't move out. And this guy's got no job, no education, and he's like, you know what? I think I might move out. Why is he going to move out and not you? Why has he got the gumption to do it? He's like, it's getting tight in here. My fucking sister's always bitching and moaning. All right. Okay. So, but cannot afford to move out. Okay. They have been looking for a place to live, but they cannot afford to move out yet. Why haven't you been looking for one? But still want to have additional children and don't want to wait too long. When they spoke about this to my parents, I finally laid out my concerns and my frustrations. I have hardly slept through a single night. Again, this is a you problem, and it's completely unfair to me. That's what it is. It's unfair. Fair. Life is not fair, and it's not fair that your brother, who doesn't do as much as you do, gets to just suck off the teeth, not of the government, but of his parents. Still at his age, but that's the way it goes. Now you need to hit acceptance with that if you plan on moving on, or you're just going to get in this vicious cycle. I think you're going to spend the rest of your life in this. No matter what happens, you're like, oh, my parents loved him more, and they did. No. They probably love you just as much, but he's a train wreck, and so they have to, they got to do triage on this moron. You were somewhat self-sustaining, although let's be honest, of the two of you and your brother, he's the only one looking for a place to live besides home. All right, I guess his fiance works. Here we go. It gets more. When they spoke to my parents, I finally laid out my concerns and my frustration. I have hardly slept a single night since the kid was born, and it's completely unfair to me. I never want kids. How do you think that makes your parents feel? They like they love having the grandkid, obviously. There's another one coming, and then they're going to be happy with that. And here you are like, I hate kids. And you're like, yeah, I think we'll keep, we like to having the grandkids around. It gives us energy. It brings life. You want to be barren the rest of your life and just you hate everything. You sound like you're not a pleasant person to be around. I'm just saying. And I don't like your brother any more than you do. But I don't think you're a peach either. I'm just saying that too. I don't want to have kids. All right, fine. Don't begrudge people who do. I don't really even like kids. It gets worse. Yeah, no wonder your parents are like, no wonder your parents are like, as soon as you graduate, you're getting out of here. You hate-filled shrew. And they waited until they had a full house to move in before trying to have a second kid. My mother called me selfish. You are. And that I should be grateful I'm allowed to stay at home. You should be. And that I could leave whenever I want. She's right. That was the first thing I thought. She's completely enamored with her first grandchild. I told you, I'm on a roll tonight. She loves these kids. And who can blame her? Having a grandkid's great. It's great. And they're going to have another one. And the price they pay is they have to put up with, they got to, house your brother and his girlfriend. But they get the kids. They get the grandkids all the time. They're fucking happy as hell. You said they got a big house, so they're probably not hurting for money. And you're just a fucking killjoy that roams around everywhere sulking. Get out of here. Beat it. You can come back when you got a personality. I'm just guessing. I've been on a roll. I think I'm right so far. So that's my opinion. So my mother called me selfish. She's right. She said you can leave whenever you want. She's right. She's completely enamored with the first grandchild, and she'll be just as enamored with the second. She can't think of anything else. See, I told you. And now my brother's so mad at me because he thinks I don't love my nephew, which is untrue. It is true. He's just said you hate kids. I love him to pieces. I just don't like when he's distracting me from my studying. Just fucking move. The entire thing turned into a fight with everybody suddenly against me. Am I the asshole? Yeah, you are. And honestly felt like your brother was the asshole from the get go. And he's just a moron. He's not an asshole. You're an asshole. You are. End of story. Game, set, and match to your brother. And again, I think he's a fucking lazy ass piece of shit. But, he's probably a nice guy. I mean, your parents seem to like him. His girlfriend seems to stay with him, even though he's got no job or prospects. Although, he does have a roof over their head. So that's something, isn't it? All right. Let me do a quick ad for Rumble Premium, folks. I do love me some Rumble. You probably noticed Rumble's growing fast and not slowing down. They're building a real alternative. They're building a real alternative to big tech that puts creators first and actually protects free speech. And now there's Rumble Premium, an easy way to upgrade your experience with Premium. You get ad-free viewing across the platform, no pre-rolls, no interruptions, just the content you came for. Plus, Premium members unlock exclusive content like bonus videos, behind-the-scene drops, and more from your favorite creators. Right now, Rumble's offering $10 off an annual subscription. So all you have to do is go to rumble.com/premium and use the promo code STUDIO at checkout. That's rumble.com/premium, promo code STUDIO. No ads, more freedom, and content you actually care about. That's the deal. And it's a good one. Take advantage of it. Knock that out today, folks. Hop on it. Hop on it. Hop on it. Get on them telephones, as Dr. Gene Scott. Yeah. Dr. Scott. All right. He was fun. I used to watch him all the time back in the day. All right. I think his wife still has a show on this network on Rumble. All right. Let me get back to it. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what other people said, but this one doesn't think she's the asshole. She probably hates kids too, though. I don't think your opinion is going to have a sway with them. She's right. Just stay on your campus as much as possible. Yeah, that's another good point. Why don't you stay in the campus library and study there? Like, you got to get out of the house. I know you're a chick, but you got to grow a pair of balls and fucking move out already. How about that? That's my opinion. All right. So that lady's opinion too. Mm-hmm. Would I be the asshole to add extremist radical literature manifestos? Who adds manifestos? I'm going to add manifestos to my library or my reading list, or manifestos. Manifestos generally, by definition, are the purview of ludniks and lunatics, aren't they? Generally speaking, if someone hands you a manifesto, you're like, well, when are you getting the gun to go shoot everybody? That's usually when any shooter has a manifesto. You're not writing poetry books. You're a lunatic. All right, I'll read this, but I'll probably regret it. Well, it's short at least. Okay. Putting not safe for work just due to direct or indirect mentions of basically any evil ideology you can think of. All right. For context, 19 male. What do you know? I can't believe the youngster likes manifestos. When does your frontal cortex finally finish developing at 24? I think you're at like an age 3 or 4 level here. I read nothing about this person yet, but I just didn't like the banner headline. For context, 19 male, hugely into every aspect of social science. Oh, delightful. You must be fun at parties. Politics, economics, military. And let me guess, you know everything about everything. And you're the smartest person in the room, and everyone's got to listen to you. In fact, let me write a manifesto about it. All right. Military and law enforcement, religions. Is there anything you don't know? Linguistics, maps, cartography. Why don't you say cartography? Maps. Fucking idiot. Flags. You know everything about flags. Jesus. Sorry. This is absurd. And more. I'm a very anti-extremist leftist. The Bernie or Nordic type of Dems. You must be just insufferable. You must go to every protest. And you know everything about everything. You are like, you're not an asshole. You're just insufferable. That's what I'm going to tell you right now. And I have tons of books. Oh, you have books, huh? Wow, man, you have tons of books from various periods by various people. Why don't you name some specifics? Various books by various people. Someone asks you, hey, what are you reading now? I'm reading a book by a person. What kind of book? It's a various book. Who's the person? They're a various person. It sounds like you sound like LeBron James reading some like classical literature story, always on page 1. And when you look at it from the other side, the cover's upside down. That's what you sound like to me. Anyway, but I've been thinking about explaining my collection across more ideologies and eras. Oh, aren't we all lucky? But this would more likely then not include some very evil, at least problematic people. Oh, you are the worst. Stuff from stuff. Who says stuff? Like an articulate stuff. Various stuff from fascists and Nazism to communism, and you know all about it. I would love to read your manifesto. I mean, it would just be such drivel, but it would be so poorly written and make so little sense and be so convoluted. It'd have no real one paragraph would probably barely attach to the next. You are like kind of a nut, like not like I'm gonna go shoot up the store nut, but just like I think I'm gonna be homeless, wander the street, and talking to a tape recorder that doesn't have a cassette in it. You know, I would love to unbiasedly collect and read tons of stuff, even if I don't agree with it. But I'm worried people will think less of me. I don't think anyone could possibly think less of you. I'm a bad person for supporting these things. So in short, would I be the asshole? No, you're a know-it-all, insufferable teen who's easily led and is used by those in power for their nefarious purposes because you're too stupid to know any better or be able to think on your own. Is that good? Okay, there you go. You're not an asshole. You're a tool, a classic tool of whoever, in this case, the left. Oh, bro. You were too much. Too much. And I mean that in a negative way. Give me a break. Fucking idiot. All right, let's keep going. God. Am I wrong on that? Okay, so follow me, I follow you, teamwork, guys. Yeah, how about this? How about I just knock you off? How about I do that? How about that? That was not even an option, and there we go. But it's what happened. All right, let's get back to it. Maybe that's the guy who's writing the manifestos. Maybe he got on there. Oh, by the way, my dad. You know what I could do? I'm going to do this real quick because I promised him I would do this, and I want to do this. Hang on a second. I'm going to pull this up real quick. I got this. I can do it. I know I can do it. I think I can do it. I think I can. No, it's not giving me anything. Oh no, I see it. Amazon pre-populated it. I didn't ask you to pre-populate Amazon. I asked for what I asked for. Don't asking for my dad, not Ed Sheeran. Unless is my dad Ed Sheeran? They're showing results for him. They did it again. Just the worst. Come on, Amazon. Why are you pushing Ed Sheeran so much? Why would he in love with Ed Sheeran? I don't think they are. All right. Maybe I'll put it up on the next show. I can't seem to find it. I was going to put the link up for my dad's new book, and now I can't find it. How can I not find it? It's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Oh, well, next time. Next time, folks. Well, it was a good idea. I'll have it up for the next one. Amazon, or am I the asshole for sleeping an extra hour without giving my wife a heads up? Dude, you got to give the wife a heads up. You don't. Who do you think you are getting to sleep an extra half hour or an extra hour? You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Stop it. You should be able to, but that's not the way it works and generally speaking in a relationship. It's not the way it works in mine. I mean, I could tell, but I don't need to tell her I'm sleeping in. She can figure it out on her own. But let's see what you got written here, and we'll take it from there. All right. For context, I'm a 30-year-old. My wife's 28. We have a child who's 3. She's a stay-at-home mom. I work full-time during the day. So far, I don't see any issues. Our typical day goes as follows. My son wakes up around 6. I'm so ill, so I'll wake up with him and let mom sleep till I have to leave for work 7:30. Well, that's nice, yeah. I'm at work till 5 p.m. and she goes to them during the day. I'm at work when you ever have a nap? You can do those too. I get up at 5 p.m. and then I'll have them from 5 to 9, where we usually will go to a friend's house. Okay. The park, etc. Anything to get them in the house and keep them busy. Okay. Then I'll normally go do dinner for all of us. It sounds like you're doing a lot around the house. You're not letting her do everything. Seems like you're very helpful. Now getting to today, I accidentally slept in an extra hour after my son woke up, and my wife was incredibly frustrated I slept through all the noise. She didn't say a word when I said good morning before she reminded me that now she's going to be with him all day, tired, good luck sleeping on the weekend. She has now claimed both days. Wait, the weekend, as she has now claimed both days to sleep in. Your wife's dealing with some stuff. She's got your son during the day and she's exhausted. Here's what you do. Rather than getting a fight with her, which isn't going to help, whether you're right or, I mean, you know this. If you want a relationship, being right is sometimes not that great a thing. You could be right and miserable because of it if you really piss your wife off enough of it. This is what you do. You get a trusted friend, a family member, somebody who you trust with your kid. You surprise your wife and give her like a spa day, or maybe you just take the kid on the weekend and you just get her a spa day. You get her some day where she can get a massage or just do nothing or go to a movie and just relax. And I think that's what she needs. She needs to decompress and some downtime. I'm not saying you don't work, man, but I'm just telling you what I would do. And so you get her like a spa day, or you just a day where she can relax or go walk in nature, whatever, something. Clear her head. Just be alone. She needs to be alone for a day. And then say, and that's my gift to you. And, I hope you're feeling better. And I apologize about that. And I bet you she'll be much more reciprocal the next time or reasonable the next time you want to sleep in an extra hour. But trust me, I think she really needs, I think she's kind of getting to that breaking point where she just too much. And again, I'm not saying you don't do a ton of stuff because you do, but it's a different ton of stuff. Like if you told her, hey, you go to work and do my job for a day, I think she would jump at it. I think she's just mentally exhausted with the kid, honestly. So that's my advice to you. So you're not the asshole. She's not the asshole. She's just a very overwhelmed mom. My fiance is Mexican, and they always do these funny memes where they're like, "Hey, I finally won an argument with my Latina," and then they show the guy sleeping and he's all comfortable, but then they pull back and he's sleeping in a bathtub with some blankets on him. So sometimes you can win and lose. So why don't you lose and win? How about that? Shoot for that option. That's a choice. That's a choice. There you go. But you're not the asshole. But you're going to have to deal with that. And the sooner you deal with it, the better. Am I the asshole for telling my dad his comments about my past eating disorder felt threatening and hurtful? No, not necessarily. It depends how you said it, the tone you said it in. There's a lot of variables there. You can certainly, it's actually healthy generally to let him know how you felt. Also, you need to understand your dad, that he wasn't doing it to be a dick. If you had an eating disorder, he's probably very concerned, and rightfully so, about your eating disorder. And he's trying to protect you from yourself, believe it or not. Eating disorders are not good things. My dad heard a sound from the bathroom and thought I might have been throwing up. I have a history of an eating disorder. So you can't act surprised when your dad hears you throwing up and goes, "Oh, here she goes again." Okay, you don't act like this is a stretch for your dad to come up with this. Where I would binge eat and purge. So it's exactly what you used to do. Although this time I guess you were just sick. But I've been recovered for 2 or 3 years now. Yeah, but that shit don't go away. That's in his head. That's burned in. That's never going. Every time he hears that sound, he clicks. He waited until I came out, asked me to be completely honest. Yeah, good for him. This is solid dad work here. About whether I've been throwing up. I told him the truth that I wasn't. Now, let me ask you this. In the past, when you had the eating disorder, were you honest with him or did you lie to him? That also comes into play. The conversation became emotional when he referred to throwing up as the lazy way out. That's a poor choice of words. The lazy way out? He doesn't get it at all. The lazy way out. Yeah, you have a mental issue when you're bulimic or anorexic or any of those other things. It's generally speaking something of, you can't control anything in your life. You don't feel like you have any control over anything. But the one thing you can control almost absolutely is your weight, and whether you lose or whether you gain weight. That you can have complete. So this is something that you can have complete control over. So that's a lot of the times what an eating disorder is, an anorexia or a bulimia or all these things. It's a lack of control in your everyday life or a field that you don't have any control. And this is something that you control, that you have complete control over. So as bad as it is for you, it's why you do it. That one. And two, you just have self-esteem issues and body image issues. So that can play into it too, where you just think you have to be thinner and thinner and thinner, and you somehow view any gain of weight as bad. So it's both of these working together in tandem or separately, but those are the general two issues: body image and control. All right, so let's get back to it. He said it's a lazy way out, and it hurt me deeply because my eating disorder was never just about trying to be skinny. It involved obsessive thoughts, calorie counting, anxiety, shame, self-harm, feeling mentally tapped out around food in my body. Hearing it referred to as something shallow. Yeah, your dad don't get it at all. You need to sit down with your dad and explain to him. First say, look, I wasn't doing it, but I just feel like you need to know why I was doing it and understand it better, because I think you just are viewing it as some weird weight loss program I was on. Like Jenny Craig, puke your way to size 2. It's just, which it isn't, deal a meal and throw it up again. All right. So I know he also made comments about punching me in the face. I think your dad might need a little work himself. He's going to punch you in the face. Not sure how that's going to help the situation. Let me go back. Okay. Hearing it reduced to something shallow and lazy felt invalidating. How's your mom in all this, by the way? I'd love to know that. To what I experienced during that time in my life. He also made comments about punching me in the face or having me committed. I don't think he can have you committed anymore. You sound like you're too old. And I don't think he could have you committed before either, honestly. If I was doing that again. I know logically he was speaking out of fear and not making literal threats, but emotionally it still felt threatening. Like in the end, even though he's threatening to physically abuse you, which is not great, it is. It's from, at least you recognize it as what it is. It's from a place of fear. He's scared to death you're going to return to this. And good for you. I don't know how you got out of it. I don't think he was how you got out of it based on this complete lack of understanding of why you were in it in the first place. I think you must have found a therapist or a purpose greater than that of puking all the time. At the same time, I understand he was checking on me because he's scared. I don't think he intended to hurt me. He didn't. I think we're both reacting emotionally. You are from very different places. So far, you got it. He was scared. Yes, something was wrong, and I was hurt. Yeah, you're both right. Because it brought back a painful period of my life. I don't think he fully understands. You need to have a talk with him and explain to him exactly why you did what you did, so he can understand it better. And if he understands it better, he's not going to do a hey, you take the lazy way out. But what he might do is the next time you have an issue with a boyfriend or someone that can trigger your eating disorder, he'll understand it better, so he can be on the lookout for it. So that's what I think he could do there. But you seem to understand that. What's difficult for me now is that I don't want to paint him as a bad person. He's not, because I don't think he is. He isn't. I just wish the seriousness of my eating disorder was understood more deeply, simply to make yourself throw up. Then make him understand it. How do you expect your dopey dad to understand it if you don't explain it to him? You think he's going to Google it and research? He's not going to do that. Maybe your mom might. He's not, or he would have said something so stupid. So you explain it to him. You do it. And then he knows, Trust me, that's what you need to do right there. You're not the asshole, by the way. You are not. You are not. I absolve you of any assholery. Of any assholery, you are absolved right now. Hey, Gracie, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. All right. Am I the asshole for refusing a customer that may have been right? I want to say no, but sometimes, man, customers and people can be so entitled and so douchey. I kind of understand it. Technically, I guess probably you shouldn't, but I don't know. Well, why don't we find out? Let's lock and load on it. All right, let's see what we can do here. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, here we go. All right, am I the asshole for refusing a customer that could have been right? Let's find out. Let's decide. Oh, by the way, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit the like and subscribe button. They're easy to do. It's terrific. I'm almost at 15,000 subs. It'd be great if you could handle it. And also, let me plug my other show. I'm doing a show called Autastic. It's the journey of my son, Reese, and myself. It's comedic. It's real. It's raw. He's succeeded beyond our wildest dreams. He's doing so phenomenal. But it's about that journey. So if that's something that interests you, let me know. You can hit me up at jeffahern56 at Gmail. And I can tell you how your organization, your school, or someone like that can have it played there. I'm going to be performing at colleges throughout the Los Angeles area in the fall. I'm doing a show in Hollywood. It's won some awards already, but I'm doing a show. I won Best Writing, and I got extended at NAMBA in Ventura. Yeah, it's going to be July 25th at 7 p.m. at the Stephanie Fury Theater. So you can check it out there. 7 p.m. All right. Am I the asshole refusing a customer who could have been right? Well, let's find out. Let's find out, shall we? Let's look at it. Today, a customer I'll call TC came into a small shop I work at. I refused his payment, but I think I might have been wrong. Little backstory. The first time I met TC, I was working at one of our 4 different locations. So you got a history with the guy, you don't like him. I get it. All right. Why can't I get this to work? Hold on a second. Oh, perfect. Got it working. Okay, so first time I met TC at one of your different locations, frequently comes to your stores. You have 4 different stores. He's always claiming price differences from store to store. Well, are there? Have you ever checked? He could be right. If he's always claiming it, he might be right. Always claiming price differences from store to store. Deals he gets at other locations, claims he's not getting credit for his loyalty points and purchases. He sounds like he's a frequent customer if he's going to all your stores. So you might want to keep him. Okay, points from purchases, or they're being used by someone else, you name it. He's even gone as far as calling the store I'm currently working at, claiming to be an employee at another location. Yeah, he's a pain in the ass too. He was asking a lot of questions about our loyalty program, how he gets his points. He thinks he's being cheated. He thinks he's being cheated by your location, probably specifically. The other locations seem to handle him better. Maybe they have a little better customer service. And here you are telling him he's wrong when he was right. So, he's probably got a reason to have an axe to grind. He doesn't trust you. So he's going on a mission to just see how far it goes or if he's right. So that's what's going on here. But all right. He's got a little too much free time for my liking, honestly. Most of the things he should be calling a store support about, which I find odd. I tried my best to help. Then I directed him to the director's contact with ability fixes. After multiple calls, checking back to see if I'd gotten any word from management, I started to inquire more. And he confessed to being the customer who forgot to give the cashier his number. Okay, let me go back a little. Okay, it's claiming to be an employee. He was asking a lot of questions about our loyalty program and how online purchase. Okay, he forgot to answer. Mostly about things. Okay. So today TC comes in and he purchases a few items, hands me 2 $100 bills. Did you check them? One was a newer blueprint. The other was an older bill. I honestly couldn't tell, and it looked off. Hey, do you have one of them little pens? Here you go. Counterfeit pen turned dark brown on both, though. I believe the newer bill was authentic. Well, at least you check the bills. I also didn't know how old the pen was. Okay, so you're worried about the pen. To be completely honest, I didn't think he was lying, but I wasn't sure. I called the manager and asked what to do, and she told me not to sell him the products because you didn't like the look of the 100. And he could file a complaint if he wanted. So maybe she doesn't like him either. I informed him I wasn't comfortable taking the bills and asked if he had a different form of payment. He ranted and raved about the color mark and you know who the guy is. Here's the thing. You are being a pain in the ass here to this guy. Here's the solution to this problem. One, you know who he is. He fucking calls you all the time. He calls every single store. He bothers everybody. You know who he is. The pen said the thing's real. Let's say that they're both fake. They're not. They're both real. But let's say that they're both fake. Let's say for $200, you get rid of the worst customer you've ever had in your life, and you can have him. You know who he is. You can go chase him down. You can take him to small claims or something, or you can refuse his business until he pays you what he owes you. So yeah, you're being very petty. You just don't like the guy, and you're being very petty. And listen, he just sounds like a real pain in the ass. I'm not defending him, but I'm not defending you either. He ranted and raved. Yeah, of course, it's a good U.S. currency. Let me know that that he was blank. He returns 30 minutes later, and claiming the bank gave him a number to file a complaint. See, look at all the chaos you just created for nothing because you just don't like this guy. Honestly, what is it now worth? You said one of the bills you knew was good. Is it now worth $100 to you to not ever have to deal with this guy again? No, I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. Yeah. Okay. All right. So for TC. Okay. But please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. Sorry. So you called your manager, asked him what to do. She told me to sell him the product and that he could file a complaint if he wanted. Or told me to not sell him the product. So she doesn't like him either. I informed him I wasn't comfortable taking the bills. I asked if he had a different form of payment. He ranted and raved about the year, blah, blah, blah. A few days later, I was written up for canceling a sale. A few days later, I was written up for canceling a sale of almost $300. After going back to check, I realized I didn't completely finish the processing to finalize the sale, but didn't cancel it. So you fucked up. You dropped the ball. Our card sales automatically finish unless two forms of payment are used, causing you to manually hit fine. I don't care about the process. That transaction was one payment on the card, and it was approved. I didn't notice the sale. It's okay. So what's your point? I fixed the mistake, so they were kind enough to retract the final warning, and I signed for my careless mistake. Looking back, I feel like I turned my professional resentment exactly into a careless mistake, into his problem. You created more trouble for yourself by being petty with this guy. So it was kind of like, a little, you were the instigator of your own demise, or at least your own, write up from your boss. All right, everyone. Let's keep rocking and rolling. By the way, please, again, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, hit the like and subscribe. Oh, we'll do one more at least, and then we'll do one more, and then my son's got drama camp tomorrow. He's gonna have a good time. Let me go here. Let me go here. The wrong button. I'm back. I do that a lot. Let me make sure everything's back. I got the camera up. I got the microphone up. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine, but I should probably be committed. All right. Yeah. All right. Let me get back. By the way, if you have comments or concerns, you can put them in the chat as well. All right. Am I the asshole for not wanting to give up my great grandmother's dishes? Yeah. Am I the asshole for not signing over land in my name to my brother? No. I'm not even going to read some of these. I'm just going to. Okay, here we go. Would I be the asshole if I didn't tell my cheating ex that I'm putting the dog down? Yeah. Why are you putting the dog down? The fuck did the dog do? You put it to a kennel. Let it try and get adopted out. Why are you going to put the dog down? I know you hate your ex, but don't take it out on the dog. What the fuck? The dog didn't cheat on you. Did it? You gonna fucking take it out on the dog for? I want to start by saying this isn't about whether or not I should put the dog down. Sounds like it is from the statement. I feel like at this point, it's just what's best for him. Ask your ex if she wants him. Maybe she wants him. Maybe she, I know you hate her. I get you that you hate her, but why fucking, you want to hurt the dog to hurt your ex? Although, why would your ex leave the dog with you in the first place? The ex couldn't provide a better life for him, so I'm having to take what's your version of a better life? Putting him down? Let her take him and miss a few meals. Let him miss a few meals with her. At least he'll be living amongst the living, above the ground and not beneath it. You're going to provide a better life by how fucking killing him? Come on, bro. The ex couldn't provide a better life for him, so I'm having to take the dog. Would be the only putting the problem off my plate and actually helping the dog, not helping the dog. You're 36, she's 36. We were together for nearly 15 years. When I found out she'd been cheating on me, and that's horrible, I took my stuff and animals and moved out. Ended up blocking him because he wouldn't respect my boundaries and I didn't see him. Okay. He has been blocked since because I realized my life is so much easier without him. Okay, great. He also has his mother reach out to ask about the dog. So he likes the dogs. One of the dogs we shared, all the paperwork, vet bills, has always had a neurological, just causing him discomfort and difficulty walking. At this point, he can barely walk, can't hold himself up long enough to pee or poo, so he's getting near the end. I recently had multiple people ask me if I'm just keeping him alive because I love him, which is very eye-opening, heartbreaking. I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that it's time to let go, but I'm having a moral dilemma of whether I should tell my ex. You should tell your ex, because when he finds out, and at some point he will find out, he's gonna blow a gasket. If he really loves these dogs that much. So just tell him. when we were together, and he's tried to see him since the split. So obviously, but I haven't allowed it because I never want to see him again. Why don't you, if you're going to kill the dog anyway, why don't you let him have the dog? What's the downside? Is, I don't know. You said he loves the dog. So if he loves the dog that much, maybe he can pet it and hug it and kiss it, and he can say his goodbyes to the dog. And then he can euthanize the dog, which you'll probably do anyways, if it's that effed up. But he can say his goodbye. I think that's the part that's missing here. You need to let him say his goodbye to his dog. I know you hate him. Yeah, and you're completely justified in that. But let him say goodbye to his fucking dog. Okay. So do I protect my peace? Well, you could easily protect your peace. You just, you said his parents reach out to you. Go leave the dog at the parents. You leave the dog at the parents for a day. He can say his goodbyes. You can tell him what's going on, and then he'll probably be like, yeah, just euthanize it. I can say goodbye. And then you can go get the dog, or he can bring the dog in, and, or however you want to do it. I feel like it's relevant to note that the man constantly told me that if I left him, I would never see my dogs again. So this is revenge, basically. I also begged him to spend time at home with me and the dogs while we were together, only to find out he chose to spend the time fucking around. Yeah, you hate him. We have been broken up for almost a year. You hate him, and whether you realize it or not, I think you're doing this to hurt him. And it's, I don't know. He's an asshole, but let him say goodbye to his fucking dog. Be the bigger person. I know it's tough after someone cheats on you, but you don't have to see him, Yeah, let him put the dog down. Yeah, you're all set to do it anyway. Yeah, thank you, Craig. Yeah, I'm always, I'm a mess. You know that. Yeah, the one time at band camp, that's true. That's such a great, what is it, Allison Hannigan or whatever her name is? She's very funny. How I Met Your Mother, right? That's a great show. It's a great show, and do enjoy it. All right. Let me do one more ad, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I gotta run here. Like I said, I gotta get my son to camp tomorrow. I wasn't kidding about that. That's a real deal. That is a real thing. That's a real thing, folks. All right. Do a quick one for CMUD Apparel. This country wasn't handed to us. It was carved out one hard mile at a time. From 1776 to right now, 250 years of grit, sacrifice, men and women who refuse to fold. CMUD Apparel just dropped their 250th year anniversary t-shirt, built to honor where we came from and the fight it took to get here. Every piece of America sourced and manufactured in Nashville, Tennessee. No shortcuts, no overseas mass production, just real gear for real Americans. This isn't some soft throwaway patriotic tee. It's rugged, it's durable, and it means something when you wear it. All right, right now, sale items are buy one, get one free. That's a pretty good deal. So if you believe this country is still worth standing up for, this one's for you. Head to seaofmud.com. That's seaofmud.com. Use code RUMBLE and you get 10% off. Take advantage of the BOGO deal. Sea of Mud Apparel, 250 years later, and we're still not done yet. seaofmud.com. There you go. Thank you, Sea of Mud. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, folks, I'm off. I got to get some sleep and get my son to school tomorrow. That's camp tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We got over 3,000 people on the live right now. So if you want to do Brother a solid, I'd love it if you could all just hit the like and subscribe button. Get me up to 15,000. That'd be a treat tonight. All right, folks, and if everybody hits it, I'm up to like 17,000. So there's that. Also, don't forget to check out my new show. It's not new, really, but it's my show. Autastic. It's going to be at the Stephanie Fury Theater this July 25th at 7 p.m. It's a Saturday. Come check it out. All right, I love y'all. God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow back here for Friday's show at 10 p.m. All right, God bless everyone. Thank you so much. Remember, let me say some goodbyes. See, I know I'm forgetting something. Gracie, thank you. Bullright, thank you, and I think you're right about putting the dog down. Craig, thank you. Craig Muttley, God bless you. And everybody else who's you know what? I lost it. I lost the chat when I when I hit the wrong thing. Mark, thank you. Ray, thank you. Nexa, thank you. Thank you all. Yeah, God bless you. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Again, if you have a problem, I've got an answer. I'm Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. Thank you, and good night.